Hi everybody, Jo here again. How are you doing? I hope you're feeling well and today's going okay. Now, I've been asked by quite a few of you, what do you do with tags? We love creating tags, don't we? They're a great way of experimenting. Now, we can put them in a journal, but often you are left with just tags. And yes, you can pop them on a present or a lovely little gift bag, but I think they just go perfectly on one of our slimline DL cards. So if you've got a lot of tags and you're not sure what to do with them, get yourself some DL or slimline cards and make yourself some designs up. Now, I'm going to start with one of our lovely watercolour tags, look, and these are the large ones. Lavinia have large and small. And I'm going to attach it to my lovely stamping platform. And this is a tacky sheet. And you can pop it anywhere, but I like to just line it up here, look. I'm a bit funny, there's a certain programme I used to watch. And those of you in the UK will know which one if I say left a bit, right a bit, fire. So I'm going to pop that on there. And then the stamp I'm using, it's a sizable stamp, which why I'm using the stamp press. And it's the Fairy Chain Large, look. And it's going to go brilliantly on there. And what I tend to do is actually pop it on my design, give me an idea where I want it, and then pick it up, check it's on there lovely, and then I'm going to ink it up just with the Nocturne. So that's the black, the permanent ink. Now unfortunately you can't see me inking up, just as we normally do, lots of light tapping. And I'm going to ink it up just like I would if it was an acrylic block. I'm not going to be speedy because I know I can stamp it again. Let's almost do the best we can first time. So again, I'll put pressure on each of the fairies, but they are silhouettes. So do let that ink soak in. I know a stamping platform does let us have the ability to stamp a few times, but there's no point rushing it. Just do as you would normally with a block and let that ink soak in. And then lift it up. And if we do have to go again, yes, that's fine. There's just a few areas where we need a little bit more. But for me, this is perfect because if I'd have done this with an acrylic block, I wouldn't have been able to go in again in exactly the right place. So just give it a good firm down, lift it up. Yes, I'm happy with that. So I'll take that off. And now I'm going to come in with my sentiment. And this sentiment is lovely. Look, it says, hand in hand in the forest so green, they dance in the moonlight, never to be seen. So again, I'm going to pop this on here. Now, I know you're going to ask me why I'm doing it in 2 stages. And you know me, I always tell you, when I tried both stamps on at the same time, I found the sentiment just at the bottom here didn't ink up as well. It took me 3 or 4 times to actually get a good stamped image. So for me, it's better to do it separately. So again, sentiment on. And again, I can lift the sentiment up a bit quicker because like I say, it's not a silhouette. So I'm happy with that. So we'll file this on the floor next to Mr. Eric. And then what I'm going to do, just before I add some colour around the edge, I'm just going to give it a bit of a blot. Just because it's a slower drying ink, get in that habit. And then I'm going to come in with one of my pastel pencils and just add some little white highlights, just sort of to give some shape, to sort of say that leg's in front of that one, look, and that arm, a little bit on her hat, and a little bit here, so that leg there, so we'll get a little bit of highlight there. And again, it's just, I just think it gives a little bit more shape and a bit more flow to the whole design. So again, we've got a little bit here, and then we can add a bit there. And again, you will take longer than me. So again, that leg there is at the front. And it just, for me, gives it just a little bit more shape. And then I'm going to come in and colour the wings. And I've got a fabulous selection here, look, of my Wink of Stellas. So, and this will add colour. Works beautiful in the watercolour card. But also it will add some sparkle. And I've got to be honest, it just gives me a chance to use all the different colours. Every time I go to Lavinia, I treat myself to a new colour. I mean, again, I haven't bought them all at once. Just every time I go, I add an extra colour. And that's just the way I work. Right, so what we're doing here. So I'm just going to add and colour these beautiful wings. It's a gorgeous colour. So I think we've got the gold and the silver left. So let's go gold. I mean, it might be you want to colour the wings all one colour or multicoloured. Again, your design. They're so pretty. Like I say, it's just an excuse for me to use my lovely Wink of Stella pens. And then I'm just going to add some colour round the outside. So I'm going to use two colours of green ink, Lime Punch and Bermuda. And what I'll do is come in first with the Lime Punch. And I'm just going to blend round the edge, but almost come close to the fairies. So I can decide how high, which is why I blotted my work, because just in case I didn't want to smudge that ink. And again, if you've got a new VersaFine Clair ink pad, you'll realise that it can smudge easily, and you don't want to spend ages inking up, stamping, be really pleased with it, and then smudge it. So I'm happy with that colour, but I just want to deepen the edges a little. So come in now with the darker colour, and I'm using the same brush because I've gone light to dark. And then when I've finished, I'll just give my brush a gentle clean on my inky binky. So just a piece of kitchen roll or a cloth, best way to clean your brush. But it won't need much. I'll say I use this for the greens, the light and the dark. And that's just to give a bit more depth. Now, we could, I'm just going to clean this up. I did think of spritzing with water and doing some faux bleaching. But I thought, oh, but we've done that recently. So what can we do to add a bit more oomph that we haven't done? And just tie a couple of our techniques together. So I'm just going to bring this in, because we're going to use a couple of our Dinkle powders, and I don't want to get them on my mat. Oh, look at that, you didn't see that. It's because they were next to Eric. So I've got Lime Divine and Pine Green. And again, just pop a little pin in the top. And again, I'm one of those, I have to have a light green and a dark green. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Oh, I love that sound. I'm sure there's plenty of others of you that have the colours. Now, I just really want to get this round the edge. So if I bring the finished card in, look, you can see. Now, this is permanent ink, but I don't want to move my Wink of Stella. So what I'm going to do, piece of kitchen roll at hand, I've got my water, and also I've got my little puffer in case I need it. This is the one we use for the alcohol inks, but it's fabulous for Dinkles as well. So I'll come in first with my lightest colour, and I just want to add, again, we don't want to overdo it, I can always add more. And just gentle tap. And then in with my darker colour. And this has got quite a lot of blue in it, which is why I've put the blue in the middle. I just think it'll tone well. Water. Again, I'm not going to overcook the water. I can always add it. I always say that a lot, but it's something to bear in mind. Now, I can look, and if I want any movement, I like that. Oh, look at that, I love that. Maybe we can just accentuate that a bit up there. And if I want to pat it, just to dry it, we'll get a little bit of the faux bleaching as well. And if it's dark over the words, look, just by patting it, it'll start it to dry, so it'll make it lighter. I like that dark area. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks so magic underneath. I'm happy with that. I'm not even going to move that. That's a stroke of luck, isn't it? So I'll just dry that a little. Then we'll pop the heat tool on it. I would let this dry normally. I like things to dry naturally. So I'll just do a little bit of a dry and let it finish off. I just think there's something about things that dry naturally. Always dry the back. So I'm just going to do a little bit more, but leave it a little bit damp. So we'll clear that up. So there we go. And I have to say, I just think that's such a lovely effect. And I've got some of our crafty yarns, and I've mixed some colours from my green little bundle and then my blue bundle, just because that sort of blue tones come out. And just pop them like this through. And then normally I'd wait till it was completely dry, but I just want to show you. Now, what would be nice is if this is going to somebody with a gift, you could make two at the same time. Pop one on the card and then pop one on the gift as a gift tag. Maybe a large one and a small one. Maybe just a couple of the fairies or two large ones. Or the smaller fairies. I mean, so many things you can do. And again, I think you're going to have great fun creating that. And it's such a nice mixture of your dinkles on your elements and popping that tag on a slimline card blank. If you have a go, please tag me in. I'd love to see what you create. Have you got different stamps that you want to use? Such a great technique though, and I know you're going to have fun with it. It's definitely time to be sprinkling your dinkles. So you take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll pop back again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.